That's why they want to silence us because, that's why Netanyahu said the eighth front of the war was on social media and against people like us. Because, that's why Netanyahu said the eighth front of the war was on social media and against people like us. So basically his war is against truth.
No, it really is.
And to me, that's an antichrist. I mean, whether or not you believe in Christ, the Christ stands for truth, right? If you read the Bible, he says, I am the truth, the way, and the life. And anytime they talk about truth in the Bible, it's capitalized because it's supposed to refer back to God.
Interesting.
So that's what it means. That's why people died for their faith in Christ. They're dying for the truth.
Yeah.
And I never understood that before this time that we've just lived through. Because I was like, okay, if they're going to kill you, just say whatever they want you to say and move on and live your life. And now I understand
It's like
it.
a rejection of God, going against what you know is true.
It's a rejection of God. It's a rejection of yourself. And it's a rejection of anything that makes life worth living. Now, why is it so important? It's not just your own life that's on the line. If you and I and everybody else who did this, who was part of this, did not stand up and take the slings and arrows for the trans thing, who was going to suffer?
Everyone, the women,
the kids,
everyone, the kids,
the kids then grow up in a world where the lies are being told as the truth, right? Mm-hmm. So now they don't even know what's true, which is very bad, right?
Yeah.
And their own bodies become part of the casualty, right? Because they might transition. So if you take that now to Christ, okay, and again, you don't have to go with, you think I'm right, but let's suspend disbelief for a second.
Yeah.
If Jesus Christ really was who he said he was, and he came down and sacrificed himself for the good of humanity and told them the truth about reality, this is what happens after you die, this is the way to have everlasting life. Right? These people who are get threatened, and if they renounce what they're saying, right, so they can keep their own lives, if everybody does that, what happens?
The truth loses.
The truth dies, and the next generation does not come up knowing what's true. And if it's true, it's going to happen. So now everybody's doomed for eternity.
No, I think the truth is one of the most important things. That's why I can't just sit there and lie, even if it's a socially acceptable thing to do. I can't do that.
Yep. And we do have, I think you're right, we have a lot of cowards, and this is just the nature of humanity. Mm-hmm. You have to understand that.
It's so weird. Like, how would you want to live your life as a coward? Especially if you're a man. I mean, you're a girl with way more balls than all these guys. Like, how embarrassing is that to these guys? Methylene blue has been used for over 100 years for medical purposes and recently surged back into popularity. It has been shown to help repair brain tissue and improve memory, cognitive function, energy, and mood. Research suggests that methylene blue could have neuroprotective effects, possibly aiding in conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. Go to MerakiMedicinal.com and use the promo code FIGHTBACK for a discount. Hey guys, I'm a self-funded podcast, so if you want to support me and the work I'm doing, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy cool merch like the shirt I'm wearing about the Rhodesia Resistance.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's enough to rouse them to action, because the truth is, like, I'm fighting with the tools that a woman has, which is words, right? Mm-hmm. But if the war got kinetic, like,
No, the men ultimately have to step up, and that's...
There's nothing I can do, to be honest. I mean, I could do some stuff with a gun or whatever.
Yeah, no, because they can. But let's say it's men. It's our job to fight and protect women. That was another thing, too, in the trans thing. When men are like, oh, why do you care? Let the women deal with it. They're the one that created this mess. It's like, it's our job to protect women, And if I have daughters and this shit, it's like, it's our job as a man to protect women. It's just insane.
And you could say, it's so funny how you could be like, the women created this mess, and it's like, who are the trannies?
Right. There's actually
the men, right?
There's actually a lot of women trannies. For some reason, the men get a lot more attention.
Yeah. Because the woman, because if a woman wants to transition to being a man, if they and says I want to play in your sports, who's really going to be threatened by that?
Well, they never do. They always play the women's sports.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's not true. in like a lot of the young schools, it was a big thing. Like my daughter's school and stuff. Like the young girls, they go through puberty. You know, as a girl, there's that crazy age you go through and trying to figure out who you are. The weird thing. That's when they get a lot of the kids.
Yeah, so that's a big thing what you're talking about, and a lot of people don't talk about it. They don't know that it's happening.
It is a real issue, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen my friends lose their daughters.
It's tragic.
So I've seen this. Feel like, oh, it's not a real thing. It is a real thing.
No, it's a real thing.
Cities.
It's just not reported because they want to focus on the like controversy of these because it's so obvious, right? But with the reason it's happening with the young girls, young girls, teenage girls especially, are very susceptible to these sort of social contagions, right? So we used to get eating disorders, right? That was a big social contagion with women, right?
Yeah, they were like bulimic or whatever.
Yeah, or it was cutting themselves. That also happened. But now it's this because we've established a whole new hierarchy. And at the bottom of the hierarchy are straight white people.
Yep.
And girls really don't like to be at the bottom of a hierarchy, right? They kind of want to be somewhere in the middle.
So if you're trans, all of a sudden you have social
all of
status.
a sudden you're the peak victim.
Teacher treats you better.
You're cool. Everybody's respecting you. And as soon as one girl does it, it's everybody else can do it.
Yep. Like, oh, I can do it too. I don't have to be a white girl. Because there's been major, I always noticed white men being a man, but there's been a major attack on white women too.
Oh, yeah.
People are finally waking up a little bit, which is nice to see.
Yeah. And white women, look, I see the videos too with you guys, right? These stupid liberal white women who are campaigning for policies that literally are going to destroy them and are going to destroy their progeny, right? So it makes you furious because you're like, I want to smack you. But you have to remember.
It'd probably be good for them. But.
Yeah, I agree. And they'd probably fall in love with you if you did it.
True.
That's the truth, right? They didn't get this propaganda themselves, right?
Exactly.
They didn't start brainwashing themselves to a position that's bad for them. So if you're going to say, well, all white women deserve this because of this group of white women, then I can find the groups of white men who allowed this to happen